I think Threads is going to pose a huge threat to Twitter because it's coming from the Meta and Instagram family of apps. Instagram has 2 billion users compared to around 250 million of Twitter. So it's about 10 times bigger already. So if only 1 in 10 Instagram users tries using Threads, it's overtaken Twitter in the blink of an eye. Twitter's user base is quite different to Instagram's. Instagram is more creative, more visual, the types of functionality that it tends to mimic or clone from other social networks. It's things like stories from Snapchat or Reels or photo galleries, and posting short sentences, which is what Twitter has been great at, isn't typical on Instagram. So I actually think what we might see is more of a migration towards the future of Facebook, where posting messages which are just text-based is still quite popular, but Facebook's popularity is waning. So I think maybe this is a play for rejuvenating the Facebook user base by offering an alternative to Twitter to take the Twitter users along to the Instagram.
Oh.
The turmoil at Twitter is quite important to note as well, because up until November last year, Twitter did have an active user base. It wasn't growing stratospherically, but since Elon Musk took over, the system itself isn't working as well as it should. Just over the weekend, we saw Twitter go down and then limits put in place for users so that it doesn't break the servers again. So if you're just a regular user, you could only look at about 5 minutes worth of tweets a day. That was the limit that it's putting in place to try and stop it from breaking. That just on its own is enough to send people elsewhere. And there are also many other alternatives. It isn't just about the upcoming threads. The original founder of Twitter, the inventor of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, has already launched a rival called Blue Sky. And that surged in popularity over the weekend with the Twitter problems too. I think there is the potential for Twitter to recover, to become what it was. It needs to rebuild what it had, though, first. Revenue comes from advertisers, and Twitter's revenue is tiny in comparison to the other social networks. So it needs to build a better product, attract back the advertisers, and safety is key. I think safety on social media is absolutely vital to attracting users and keeping advertisers on board too. Now, Twitter let go a lot of its moderators, so people whose job it was to keep Twitter safe. So I think what it needs to do is start rebuilding what it had, because what it does have that it still has is its name and its cachet, especially in certain circles, media, technology. Twitter is still used. So build back more of what it had, and it could potentially have a future ahead.
Just like in the camera, please.